Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are going to continue upon a series we haven't touched on in a while, Congressional Donors. I've been kind of going off script a bit here recently to get videos made, but I did another researched one here, so we finally got it. I'm going to have some graphics, so hopefully it'll feel a little better to have it edited and everything again, other than just me up here blah 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 blah. But anyway, how about we begin? This will be the 10th episode in our series of Congressional Donors. The first person, as always, I have my notebook. The first person we have here is Susan Brooks. Now, she is 58-year-old and represents the 5th District of Indiana. And I think in a news article recently I saw she's getting ready to resign at the end of her term. So this will be her last one. She is a Republican and is serving her 4th term as a representative. She graduated from the University of Miami at Ohio, and then graduated from Indiana University. She became a lawyer, a deputy mayor of Indianapolis, Indiana, a U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Indiana, was the senior vice president and general counsel of Ivy Tech Community College in Indianapolis, Indiana, before finally being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. As far as her House committees, she is on the Committee for Energy and Commerce. Her top 5 individual donors are Fager Baker Daniels, one of the 75 largest law firms in the U.S. It is the largest. Its largest office is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and has international reach. And they donated $19,950. Next is Eli Lilly and Company. They are an American pharmaceutical company headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana. It ranked number 123rd on the 2019 Fortune 500. They're one of the largest pharmaceutical companies I know in the U.S., probably worldwide. But they're a big reason the cost of certain medicines are so high. They own the patent for one of the insulins I take, Humulin. So yeah, they donated a total of $17,650. Next is Blue Cross Blue Shield. a federation of 36 separate health insurance organizations and companies. It is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. Altogether, they donated a total of $13,500. Her fourth largest donor was Barnes and Thornburg, a large U.S. lobbying group headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana. They donated a total of $12,072. And her fifth largest donor, Deloitte LLP, one of the big four accounting organizations and the largest professional services network in the world. They are headquartered in London, England. They donated $11,500. Honestly, I feel companies that are headquartered or based in other countries should not be donating to our politicians. But that's just me. Her top 5 industry donors are pharmaceuticals, healthcare products, which altogether donated $134,800. Health professionals, which altogether donated $80,045. Lawyers and law firms, which altogether donated $73,372. Telecom services, which altogether donated $51,500. And securities and investment, which altogether donated $48,450. And once again, that was Susan Brooks from the 5th District of Indiana. Now, our next congressman is Anthony Brown. He is 57-year-old, and he represents the 4th District of Maryland. He is a Democrat, and he is serving his 2nd term as representative. He attended the U.S. Military Academy in West Point, New York. He graduated from Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He was in the U.S. Army. Then he graduated from Harvard University again in Cambridge, Massachusetts. To further his education. Then he was in the U.S. Army Reserves. He was a lawyer, a member of the Maryland State General Assembly, the Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, but then he had an unsuccessful candidacy for the actual governor of Maryland before he was finally elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. His House committees are Armed Services and then the House Committee for Natural Resources. his top 5 individual donors. And number 1, I am seeing so many times on left and right. Northrop Grumman. They are a global aerospace and defense technology company based in Falls Church, Virginia. And they are one of the largest arms traders in the world. Altogether, they donated $20,025. Next is OST Incorporated, a company that provides management consulting, IT, research development, and engineering services to clients in aerospace, transportation, association, nonprofit, defense, education, financial, healthcare, technology, and telecommunications industry. They are headquartered in Washington, D.C. They donated a total of $10,800. Next is Exelon Corp, which is an American Fortune 100 energy company. They are headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. And they donated a total of $10,500. Next is the Amalgamated Transit Union, which is a labor organization in the U.S. and Canada that represents employees in the public transit industry. And they're based in Silver Spring, Maryland. They donated a total of $10,000. And finally, we have the American Society of Anesthesiology, or anesthesiologists. They are an educational, research, and scientific association of physicians organized to raise the standards of the medical practice of anesthesiology. They are headquartered in Schaumburg, Illinois. And they donated a total of $10,000 total. Now, his top 5 industry donors. Number 1, public sector unions, which altogether donated $52,500. Next is lawyers and law firms, which donated a total of $51,591. Next is defense aerospace, which donated a total of $49,000. Next is transportation unions, which donated a total of $42,333. And finally, building trade unions, which donated $33,500. And that was Anthony Brown from the 4th District of Maryland. Now, the next person we're going to look at is Sherrod Brown. He is 66-year-old and is one of the 2 senators from Ohio. Let me get a drink here. Not sponsored, just stopped by to get breakfast this morning. Anyway, he is a Democrat, and he is serving his third term as senator. So, he graduated from Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. Then he graduated from Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. He was a member of the Ohio State faculty. He was a member of the Ohio State House of Representatives. Then he was the Ohio Secretary of State before he was finally elected to become a member of the U.S. House of Representatives to represent Ohio, and finally elected to the U.S. Senate. His Senate committees: he's on the Committee for Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry, the Committee for Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, of which he is a ranking member, and the Committee for Finance, and the Committee for Veterans Affairs. Now, let's look at his top 5 individual donors. At number 1 is Ohio State University, which is pretty self-explanatory. Money from the University of Ohio State, which they donated altogether $236,141. Next is the League of Conservation Voters, an American environmental advocacy group that pushes for environmental laws and policies, elects pro-environment candidates, and holds them accountable. Altogether, they donated $199,049. Next is J Street, which is a non-profit liberal advocacy group whose stated mission is to promise American leadership to end the Arab-Israeli and Israeli-Palestinian conflicts peacefully and diplomatically. They donated a total of $178,872. Next is the Vote Sane PAC, which is a political action committee that seems to be bipartisan and wanting to get more citizens involved, although in total there's not much info that was able to be found on it. And they donated a total of $117,526. And then the Cleveland Clinic at number 5, which is an American academic medical center based in Cleveland, Ohio. And they donated a total of $102,216. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. Number 1, retired. As always, I'm for anything that helps the people. Retired, I appreciate. Altogether, they donated $2,771,219. Next is lawyers and law firms. I feel there's too many of lawyers and law firms in political donations. If it's one thing I see in these donations that need to be cut down on, lawyers, law firms, and defense. But altogether, they donated $2,361,070. Next is education, which altogether donated $1,202,400. Then securities and investment, which donated $896,324. And finally, health professionals, $886,989. Sorry, bit tired. I was at court early this morning, so excuse me if I'm yawning a bit much. But that was Sherrod Brown, one of the senators from Ohio. Next, we have Julia Brownley. Brownley. She is 66-year-old, and she represents the 26th District of California. She is a Democrat, and she is serving her 4th term as representative. She graduated from Mount Vernon College in Washington, D.C. She graduated from American University in Washington, D.C. She was a business manager and then a member of the Santa Monica Malibu School District Board, then a member of the California State Assembly, before she was finally elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. The House committee she's on is the Committee for Transportation and Infrastructure, and then the House Committee for Veterans Affairs. Now, let's look at her top 5 donors. At number 1, the University of California, which is self-explanatory. It's from the actual University of California, which donated a total of $22,069. Next is Blue Cross Blue Shield, a federation of 36 separate health insurance organizations and companies, and it is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. And it donated a total of $18,415. Next is Rustic Canyon Partners, which is a private equity and venture capital firm specializing in seed, startup, early venture, mid-venture, late venture, emerging growth, and growth stage investments. They're based in Santa Monica, California. Altogether, they donated a total of $16,200. Next is AT&T Incorporated. They are an American multinational conglomerate holding company. It is the world's largest telecommunications company, and it is based in Dallas, Texas. It donated a total of $15,910. And at number 5, United Health Group, an American for-profit managed healthcare company based in Minnetonka, Minnesota. It is ranked number 5 on the Fortune 500. It donated a total of $15,252. Now, the top 5 industry donors. Number 1, retired, which altogether donated $249,005. Next is lawyers and law firms, which donated altogether $142,460. Next is health professionals, which donated altogether $119,532. Next is education, which altogether donated $91,943. And finally, real estate, which donated $89,730. And that was Julia Brownlee, the representative for the 26th District of California. And finally, that brings us to Vernon Buchanan. He is 68-year-old, and he represents the 16th District of Florida. He is a Republican, and he is serving his 7th term as representative. And excuse me, I gotta turn on the air conditioner. I'm burning up here. Okay. He graduated from Cleary University in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He graduated from the University of Detroit in Detroit, Michigan. He was a member of the Michigan Air National Guard. He was a businessman and a member of campaign staff before he was finally elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. The House committees he's on is the Committee of Ways and Means. Now, his top 5 individual donors. Number 1, Benderson Development, one of America's largest privately owned or privately held real estate companies. They are headquartered in University Park, Florida. They donated a total of $37,500. Next is Cable Link Communications, which is an LLC, limited liability company, that provides electrical component services and offers cabling, electrical security systems, kiosks, and wireless networks, as well as project and asset management. And they are based in Tampa, Florida. They donated a total of $27,000. Next is U.S. Sugar, which is a privately owned agricultural business based in Clewiston, Florida, and they donated $25,500. At number 4, we have Marine Concepts, which is a company that works on and builds aquatic vehicles and tools, and they're based in Sarasota, Florida, and they donated $21,600. And at number 5, we have Carnival Cruise Corporation, which is an international cruise line and the largest in the world, based on passengers carried annually, annual revenue, and total number of ships. They are headquartered in Doral, Florida, and they donated a total of $21,300. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At number 1, we have real estate, which donated $160,350 altogether. Number 2 is health professionals, which donated $131,500 altogether. Number 3 is leadership PACs, which altogether donated $125,500 altogether. Number 4 is insurance, which donated $123,350 altogether. And at number 5, lobbyists, which altogether donated $112,080 altogether. And that was Vernon Buchanan, who represents the 16th District of Florida. My chair squeaks a lot. But as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. I will try to have more research videos up because I know I need to. I've just not really felt like doing anything, honestly. Like I said this morning, I had court. I was being sued for $39,000, even though I'm currently broke, unemployed, have no bank account, no nothing. Back's killing me. But at least we're at the end. I'll see you all again in the next video. But until then, later.